Let's work our way through buttonholes. So there's quite a few different ones that are on the machine. So like 51, 52, 53, all the way through 63 here. So your standard one that you're used to seeing, the first one. The next one is a little bit more delicate. It's not so thick on the satin stitches. 53 is a stretch. You've got a rounded tip for like a jeans, a keyhole for when you have a shanked button, a straight stitch buttonhole. Those are really nice on vinyls and leathers, suedes, and then an heirloom buttonhole with a very gentle blanket stitch look all the way around it. So what we're going to use is foot number 3A, and 3A is the foot that you'll see on your screen. Next, you have a red line that can be adjusted to get your first buttonhole the perfect length, and then that length will be repeated over and over as many times as you need to go. So if you have a button, for example, this one here, if we measured it out, that one is 20 millimeters long. We could set that for a 20 millimeter long buttonhole, and then we'll go ahead and put this on. Now, you'll notice this foot does not have a little bit of a groove in it to slip that first thread down below. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can go ahead and put the needle down through the sewing area and then pull the thread out and then put the foot on. That's kind of a fun little way to do it. Notice which direction I'm tipping it in from. I'm tipping it in from the right side. That's a lot easier because you've got the little sensor here also on the right. Now, for your bobbin case, what we want to do is we're going to alter the tension a little bit, and in your manual, it's going to show you the hole in your bobbin case finger. So we're going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to trim that in. It's kind of got a fluffy end here. We're going to take it, and from the inside out, it's kind of like at a little bit of an angle. So just kind of angle it in, and you're just going to thread that through. What that's going to do is pull your stitches to the back side. I love to do that for decorative stitches also, because then I don't have to worry about bobbin thread coming up, and for buttonholes it's going to make it a lot prettier. All you have to do is just put it back into the machine just like normal, use the little cutter on the side of the door, and then close your door. That stitch will come up in the first time we're doing it. So right now on your screen, the machine, again, does not know what size you want to do. So on your sample fabric, and the sample fabric should be fabric that is interfaced just like your regular project fabric, or if it's going to have a little stabilizer underneath, or just 2 layers of fabric like I'm doing here. Where you want to start, that's where you're going to put the needle to begin. Now, watch where the red line is. There's a red line that is coming with the needle towards the red mark we have on the side of the foot because of the length we want it to do. Just go ahead and let it come up together, and you will need to manually stop it. So that's a few stitches short, so just keep going until those 2 red lines meet. Touch the reverse button 1 time. That is all we have to do. Now, just step on the foot control. Now, here's what's going to happen. It's going to stitch backwards, back to the top, tack at the top. Now, do you know why it goes backwards? And that is because you want both satin stitches coming the same direction. And Bernina is known to have that pretty look. But sometimes when you have satin stitches go in one direction and then the other, they have a kind of a different look. So these are identical. It will come back down to where we turned around. It will tack at the bottom and end with a couple locking stitches. So just keep your foot on the foot control until it comes to a complete stop. Now when you lift this foot up, watch what's going to happen. It's going to reset. So don't lift that up in the middle of a buttonhole if you need to fix something, because it's going to bring you back to the beginning part. So we take a look at our buttonhole, maybe cut it open and test our button through it. And now on our machine screen, it says auto. So that means that that length is programmed in, and we can just go ahead and start to stitch as many times as we need buttonholes to be done. Just have to put it right where we have it set to start with. And they'll be exactly the same every time. That is how easy buttonholes are. So many people are like, oh, I don't like buttonholes. And I'm like, well, okay, but check out how easy it is on the Bernina 550. So reset it, and then again, being that those stitches were locked at the beginning and end, you can come in nice and close and clip those end stitches so nothing is showing. Look how pretty those are. Now, as for the other ones, let's go ahead and do like the keyhole one. That's 56. Once again, we need a new length before we start. So if we just want, I'm going to shorten it up just so it doesn't take so long. So we'll start, now a keyhole buttonhole is going to start with just a straight stitch. So many people are like, whoa, it's not doing a satin stitch, and that's okay. Sew down till the red lines meet, touch reverse button 1 time, and let the machine finish out this satin stitch around the keyhole. It'll go back to the beginning, and then it will finish off the other leg. This is nice for a button that has a shank to it because now it has a place for it to actually sit when you cut it open. Usually like on a coat, it's done this way and your button will sit right into that little opening there. Let's do one other 153. That one's going to be like the stretch buttonhole. Kind of has little X's down the way, so it's a kind of a little bit more open, but it will stretch with your fabric. You'll see when it's done what we're kind of talking about once again. Touch the reverse button to set the length. So each time you pick a new style of buttonhole, you will need to reset the length. And there is a way to go ahead and set that to memory too. We'll show you that at the end. There we go. All right, so you can see that one has a little bit more open. And how about our straight stitch 159? Straight stitch buttonhole. Don't blink, this one goes fast. We'll just tell it, turn around and up and back and a lock stitch at the end. This one is done also. See how pretty that is. Now, there's another way to get even a prettier buttonhole yet, and that's to do a corded buttonhole. I'm going to go ahead and take some cord, a gimp cord or something of that caliber here, and take your buttonhole foot off. This will be, you can do this with it on, but just to show you, on the back there's a little bit of a heel right in the middle. Take your cord and divide it in half, and then wrap the cord over that heel. This is a corded buttonhole, so we're going to put the cord up the toes. Let me go ahead and put it in here and I'll show you. There we go. There's one of them in. The other one, okay, it's a little slippery. There we go. Trying to do this all at once here so you can see it. Okay, one cord goes over that side, and then this one, see how it just goes right over that little front toe, and there's a little groove that you can just set it in and it will hold it. So once it's in there, you don't have to worry about it. And see how perfectly parallel that cord is held from the tip to the front? That's because now it's perfectly aligned for the satin stitch to come over that cord. So all we have to do, we'll go back and do our standard buttonhole. Say 51. You can also put 0 on your keypad because that is pictured with a buttonhole as well. And I'm going to just make sure these are in nice and tight here. So you can do it, like I said, with the foot on the machine, but just so you could see what I was doing. Okay, so now just go ahead and start to stitch. Oh, I didn't pull that thread through, so I'll just clip it here. Okay, once again, since we picked out a new buttonhole. Let's see. Actually, it could actually remember that last size. No. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay, because it said auto on the screen and I haven't cleared it out. All right, look at what this is going to do. It almost makes this buttonhole a little bit more raised, and it's really pretty when it's done. Talk about securing it. Okay, finished up there. Just go ahead and unhook the front, and you can kind of unhook it from the back. It'll kind of want to come off that easily. Now take a hold of one of the cords and pull. Because it wasn't stitched over at all, it was perfectly aligned, it will draw itself through. Just pull it so the loop disappears at the top. And then you can come in and trim those, or if you want, you can take a little needle and thread and weave those down into your fabric. Most of the time I'll just trim them because it's not going to really go anywhere. They're very secure. If you have any little tails left, just give it a little pull and they'll disappear into the corded buttonhole. See how pretty that looks? That is really super easy. Now I can show you how we can save a length of a buttonhole into the memory. So we went ahead and went back to stitch number 53, one of the buttonholes we did on our sample, and it says auto. So that means that there is a length already in there. So if you would like to save that length, so that means after you turn off the machine and turn it back on, it will remember that length, you just come over here and touch OK. You can have a different length for each buttonhole. Now if you do a new length and then touch OK, it will overwrite the previous length and then keep that new length in memory, which is nice. So if we go back to buttonhole number 51, that was auto, so we have the length. That was that 20 millimeter one that we started off with. If we touch OK, now it's in memory. If I go to stitch number 1 and come back to stitch number 51, there's the one saved in memory and ready to repeat that length for you.